Welcome to Pollen Weather by Pollen Wise App. It's Monday, August 17th. I'm Landon Bunderson, and this is the place for daily allergy news and forecasts. It's fire season in the western U.S. and Canada, and we've got plenty of fires burning. And we've got an allergy fire tip for you right after the forecast. Looking at the pollen forecast today, we'll see some hot spots out on the west coast as fall elm reaches peak season. Depending on your exact location, you might see high and very high levels for about a month. Chicago and Phoenix both seeing very high weed pollen levels today. North Texas and Oklahoma, if you're not raining, you'll have ragweed pollen rising through the week. This is the peak of season. Chenopod levels are rising in Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Colorado. Expect to cross into 80s and 90s soon. As far as the eastern U.S. and Canada goes, things are fairly quiet for pollen and mold. Mold is very high in a few spots out west. Phoenix and area has had a brush with a dust storm last night. If you were in its wake, you might have gotten a big dose of pollen and mold, along with the obvious dust. The eastern half of the continent, I feel like a broken record. We're still waiting for your mold levels to increase. They're still looking good. As we take a look at air quality, we've got some very poor air in Southern California, Las Vegas, Denver, Salt Lake City, and greater Seattle. Lots of fires burning across the west and even into West Texas. Definitely check your local air quality. It's hot and sticky throughout most of the continent. The high pressure sitting over the Intermountain West is keeping Boise and Salt Lake City in the hundreds for a few more days at least. With the dust storms and fires around the west, I have been reminded that it's time to change the filters in my air purifiers and HVAC systems. It is recommended that HVAC filters be changed every 90 days, and I like to change the timing of my filters with the beginning of my allergy seasons just to make sure that they're going to be filtering at their best. This is a good practice, and the high quality filters do make a difference. They do a better job of filtering out the small pollen, mold, and dust particles. Furnace filters have a rating scale known as MERV, Minimum Efficiency Reporting Value. If your furnace can handle it, get a MERV 13. If you can't, try to get at least an 8 or 9 on the MERV scale. You should definitely check to see what your furnace can handle, as some of those higher ratings are not good for all furnaces. If you are caught in a dust storm or you have a fire in your area, you should change your filter before the 90-day deadline. If you have 1 week of bad fires or even a day of dust storms, take a look at your filters. If they look like they're full, they probably are, and you should replace them. Your furnace will run better, and you'll also be able to filter out more pollen and mold. It is easy to remember to refill your medications when your allergies start to flare up, but it will also be helpful if you remember your HVAC filters. Thanks for listening. Remember, you can find us on YouTube under the Pollen Channel if you want to go back and watch something again. As always, download the Pollen Wise app for the best pollen and mold data on Earth.